The next assignment asks you to use the modulo operator, and so I'm going to go and do a bit of a rundown on the modulo operator. Right? So if we do 1 mod 2, what is that going to return? Well, what modulo returns is it does 1 divided by 2, but it doesn't return the division, it returns the remainder. Alright, so what does that mean? Well, we're over here, and let's do 1 mod 2, right? Well, it's going to do 1 divided by 2. And what is that? Another way to rewrite this is 2 goes into 1 how many times? So if we do it, 2 goes into 1 0 times. We do 0 times 2 is 0. We do a subtraction. You remember this? This is like from elementary school. We do 1 minus 0 is 1. And that's our remainder, right? It's 0 remainder 1. So what does modulo return? It returns the remainder of 1. Okay. So what about 2 mod 2? What does that return? Well, let's go ahead and go through it, right? 2 mod 2 is 2 divided by 2, but it returns the remainder after the division. So as you go, 2 goes into 2 how many times? It goes into it once. 1 times 2 is 2. We subtract 2 minus 2 is 0, and that 0 is our remainder of 0. Okay. So what does 2 mod 2 return? It returns the remainder, not the division. So it's going to return a 0. Right? So now what about 3 mod 2? What about 4 mod 2? What about 5 mod 2? Well, if you go through the math, you'll see that 3 mod 2, 2 goes into 3 once and has a remainder of 1. 2 goes into 4 twice and has a remainder of 0. 2 goes into 5 twice and has a remainder of 1. And 2 goes into 6 3 times and has a remainder of, whoa, sorry about that. 2 goes into 6 3 times and has a remainder of 0. Right? So this is what we get when we do a mod by 2. So in computer science, programmers use mod for many different reasons, but 90 to 95% of the time, the reason why they use mod is to check if a number is even or odd. So how do they do that? They use an if statement. So if x, some number, right, a variable, mod 2 is equal to 0, what can I say about x? X is what? Right? And then on the else, what can I say about x? X is what? Okay, let's consider the first possibility. We got x mod 2 is equal to 0. That means here's our x values. Here's an x is equal to 0. Here's a, mod 2 is equal to 0. Here's a mod 2 is equal to 0. And here's a mod 2 equal to 0. Right? What do you think about these numbers, 2, 4, and 6, right? How can we categorize them? They are even numbers. And the else means, what if the mod returns a 1? Well, we have 1, we have 3, we have 5, we'll have 7, 9, 11, and so on. So in the else, x is odd, like so. Okay, so this is going to help you not only on this problem, but many problems into the future. Right? Modulo returns the remainder after the division and is used mainly to check if a number is even or odd.